Hey, so yeah, sorry about that. Very embarrassing. Let me just stop Spotify here. Okay, I hope you can hear me all right. Thanks very much for tuning in. I am just jumping on live just to let me get the chat up, just in case anyone wants to chat. So today I have a new track coming out, and I just wanted to talk about that. So it's called Rye Harbour, and it's out now on all the streaming things, Spotify, etc. And so I just thought I'd say hi, and because I haven't seen you in a while, I haven't streamed in a while, and show you the Pro Tools project for the track. Okay, I hope everyone's all right. Let's jump over to Pro Tools, and there's Pro Tools. Okay, so I mean, every time I do this, something sort of goes wrong. And let's just hope that this is okay. All right. What we have now, what you can see here is, well, basically the track is piano and cello, and that's very simple, very straightforward. Recorded, as you can see, um, I recorded this in a studio which didn't use Pro Tools, and that is actually, in this instance, not such a inconvenience, but often um, if I use, say, Logic and the studio uses Logic or Cubase and Cubase, then okay. But when it's when I'm using Pro Tools, primarily because the studios that I go to use Pro Tools, and so it's just a case of saving the project to a hard drive, taking the hard drive in, opening the project in that studio, recording onto the project, and then bring it back to my studio. And that's how that's sort of this most seamless, quickest, most efficient way. This studio had Logic, which I don't use. So you can see here that there are the different takes, different mics, taking up 6 different channels. So I'm using take 2, but and there's 2 mics per take. We have a 47 and a ribbon. All right, let's play it anyway. Let's see what happens. So this cello player is called Rachel Lander, London-based cellist that I try and use for everything I do. Stop there. So yeah, as I was saying, this cellist, Rachel, it's good to have the same musicians repeatedly on your sessions because you do develop a shorthand when it comes to communicating what you need from them. Often, especially with someone like Rachel, I can just say, could you play it in the way that, the way that I like, and she knows what I mean. And in fact, in this case, that usually means sort of half sol pont, trem, half sol pont. Very non-committal, but it has a great effect, and you can hear it in this track. You can hear that when the notes sort of breaking up and becoming fragile and emotional, appropriately. Okay, so you can see that I'm using a blend of both the mics, which was yeah, you heard some of the half sol pont then. Just by doing the sol pont, or verging on the sol ponticello, sorry, which means playing near the bridge, basically. The bridge of the cello. It kind of, the note is less full and sounds like it's on the verge of perhaps breaking. And in this case, it sounds, it brings out the upper harmonics. I'll play it again, you can hear the harmonics. This sounds like the second harmonic, the octave and a fifth up. That's the 47 mic. Let's hear what the ribbon sounds like. Well, that's quite a difference. So I've gone for a blend of those. Sort of. Let's see in the mixer here. A bit of panning. But that's going out to a stem. Now in the stem, we've got a compressor. Which is not doing much. And then we've got some EQ. Now, this EQ looks interesting. You can see I've been adding some warmth in there. And the reverb. If I bypass that. I'm also using, if you look here, we can see that I'm sanding. I have a reverb sand. So stem A, so it's the first reverb here. This one. A bit of Phoenix verb, which reminds me, I need to update this because I hardly ever use this. It's just in my template, and you never look at it. I don't think I've updated this since Isotope bought Exponential Audio. You can see that. There we go. Wow, okay. 2020. All right, I need to make a note of that. Oh, wait. It says I'm running the current version. Interesting. Anyway, let's see. The piano. Now, real piano would have been great on this, but I used Noir. And I just, the more and more I use this, and the more I tweak it, the closer it gets to sounding like something unless I have access to the best piano I can, get, this is the one. It just sounds so good. So I've changed the tone a bit and the color, and I'd say there's some noise there, a bit of pianist noise. If I turn that up, you'll hear it. Using a bit of stereo width too. Oh, and a bit of EQ from inside the instrument. Let's hear that in a sec. And for the reverb on the piano, the lovely Capitol Chambers. 7. Let's hear. I really love this verb on piano. It's so moody. Let's have it. Let's just hear what it sounds like without much reverb. So the piano is going out to stem B. If we look on stem B over here, there is just again a bit of reverb send, which is going to that one. Just a little bit. Okay, and then on the master bus. All right, you've probably seen this appear a few times in my projects. So the God particle. Am I out of focus? Hang on. Don't know what happened there. So God particle without the limiter on. If I play, and I'm going to play this and show you what it's like with the limiter on. Yeah, you can really hear that working quite hard, and I guess maybe that's good for the kind of music that Jason Joshua, who created this plugin, the kind of music he does. But without the limiter, I think it works really nicely. I should show you. Bypass. Yeah, you can hear it's just bringing it alive. And again, another. So this is sort of like my standard master bus, really. I mean, if you've watched the other live streams, you would see this, a bit of the tape, studio tape. If I bypass it, you'll hear. So again, there's a bit of warmth, there's a bit of liveliness in that, and also it's sort of just as tape does, just kind of joins things up, melds things together, and again, commonly seen in my master bus. This. Let me bypass this. So yeah, this is doing a lot. You can see this is the plugin Alliance version rather than the Universal Audio one, which I often use. Plugin Alliance had a deal on the Brainworks version, so I brought it so that I could, when I'm on the road, have it on my laptop without needing to bring a U-audio box. So in this one, there's a bit of a stereo enhancing, some presence, bit of compression, and their saturation. It's very subtle. Oh yeah, and I've got some filters. Filtering up that, as opposed to that. Getting rid of that, and then, yeah. Again, I think this is a string instrument thing. There's a bit of the sometimes the rosin sound. You can hear that. Also there. Actually, maybe I should filter that. Nice. And then some master reverb, probably just a touch of plate, 7%, gold plate, my favorite. And then a very subtle bus compressor, which I have on everything. And I have the SSL desk thing, you know, the UF8 and UC1, I think they're called. So the UC1 has, so I can, this is one of the plugins that works with the desk. So I have manual control. It's actually doing something as well, so it's quite nice, I think. I can bring it in and out. I'll show you. Just change the threshold a bit. Yeah, so let's just one more thing I'll show you. If I let's just bypass everything here. Let's bypass everything. Oh, that's the other thing, is actually on the piano there we've got another little sort of little bit of compression. If we just play the piano here with, it's hardly doing anything. So let's just mute the reverb here. I think that's really interesting because that is what a cello sounds like, and that's really good. I think that's what I wanted. If you were in the same room as Rachel, that's what it would sound like. Let's bring this back in. And there you have it. That is called Rye Harbour. It was a piece I wrote based on a piece of history around here. Basically, a very wealthy couple. Their daughter got married and went out on a boat shortly after the wedding, and from Rye Harbour, and then sort of basically drowned. And the thing is, though, because the father was quite wealthy, he basically hired Marc Chagall, the famous Russian French artist, to design some stained glass windows in a local church, which is not far from where I live. And Chagall did one window and enjoyed it so much, ended up doing all the windows of the church. So you can go into this church, which is in a place called Chudley, and you can just walk in, and I was alone when I went there. There was no one else there anywhere, and I'm standing in this reasonably small church with these massive stained glass windows designed by Chagall. The classic Chagall mannerisms or themes. The green donkey and the colors, the way his signature. You can see his signature in the windows. The way he uses colors is all incredible. You can just basically walk into this church. I mean, it's a church, but it's still it's Chagall, and it's just there. That was really incredible, and it's actually overwhelming because he was an incredible artist, and he managed to encapsulate the grief of this grieving parents, but also something else as well. I think because Rye Harbour is quite a bleak and desolate bit of coast, and I come from New Zealand, and you see the sea when it's like that, and you think, I'm not going in there because it looks dangerous. You can see the rips. It even looks a bit sharky, which is something that I think people in the Southern Hemisphere say a lot. You can tell when something looks sharky, you don't know what's swimming around in there. And so I wouldn't have wanted to go out even in a boat, but they did, and they died. Sorry. That sounded insensitive, but it's very moody, a very moody place. And I think Chagall captured that feeling. Anyway, if you're in East Sussex and want to see that, I think if you Google East Sussex Church with stained glass windows by Chagall, you'll find it, and it's incredible. I should be playing some music. Let's try that. It's a bit of the Sparrow soundtrack. So one other thing I mentioned before, I have recorded, well, more like captured some samples of my Lyra from the various films I've made for YouTube and other things. So you can buy that if you want. There's 59 audio files, and they're for sale. You can see it in the description to this film. You see a link to that if you're interested. So thanks very much again for watching, and please subscribe if you want to see these again. I hope they're useful. Also, I think if you click on the notification bell thing, which is underneath the video window, you will be notified when I go live, because I tend to do this kind of at random times, so it's sort of luck of the draw if you're on YouTube at the time when I go live. So if you want to actually be notified when I'm live, then click the notification button, like and subscribe, and comment. Okay. Thank you so much for watching, as always. Okay, bye for now.